What is up, everybody? Happy Saturday to you. I hope that you are well rested this morning. you know, I say this all the time, but the world is crazy. The world is crazy, but it's also very stupid. It's also very stupid. We have a lot of, right now, we are in this economic climate where people are desperate. The jobs report are lies. So there's a lot of people sitting around unemployed. They don't have any kind of savings. They don't have any kind of backup plan. People are scared, right? And when people get into a state of scarcity, they do stupid, illogical things. That is just the natural psychological state of people who are in scarcity, the behaviors of them more times than not. And so we have this climate where people are just being pressed and stressed economically. And you have this newer generation of people who are like, I am trying to make my way in this world, make some money so that I can live this idea of a dream, whatever it may be for you. So, my 10-year-old is it's so funny. We were talking one day and I was in here and she was in her room and I was like, guys, is Roblox down? I'm looking at this trending that says something about Roblox or Minecraft now. And my 10-year-old says, Mom, you shouldn't believe everything on the internet. And it's so funny. I was like, I know, honey. And it's one of those things where even a 10-year-old understands that everything on the internet should not be believed. So I caught this Chase Bank glitch. It's a viral fraud scheme that some people have decided to jump on the bandwagon of. And again, when people are jumping on these bandwagons of ignorance, they are truly on the bandwagon of ignorance and they operate in ignorance, right? So a lot of these people, they'll see a trend like, Chase Bank, and they're like, oh, there's a glitch in Chase Bank and you can actually make this fraudulent transaction and you can get money, right? But obviously these people are not calculating that, number one, to really, these fraudsters, I feel bad for people who get scammed, but I also feel bad for the people who buy into scams, right? Because obviously there is a lower intelligence and some type of desperation that is happening for them to want to take a risk like that, right? And I think that some people have the mindset that there's so many people, in the world that they're not going to catch me. They're not going to be thinking about me personally, right? But we live in an ultra surveillance state, right? The United States post 9/11 has become an ultra surveillance state. Everything that we do is being monitored. And even if you think that you have some idea of privacy in your financial institutions, right? Everything is being monitored in some kind of way. And I think people need to be educated about these things, right? The financial systems in the United States, it's more regulated than somebody killing other people. It's more regulated than any other, white collar, blue collar crime. The financial sector is very monitored and regulated. So when you have a friend that's telling you to jump on a bandwagon of a PPP loan or scheme or, a Chase Bank glitch, right? You're literally setting your friend up for not only failure, but a lot of financial devastation. Because a lot of these people don't know how the financial systems work. First of all, in the United States, there is no such thing as easy money unless you are scamming and scheming and killing people. Okay? That there is no such thing, or setting people up. There's no such thing as easy money outside of those things. And younger generations need to understand this. When you start hearing about schemes and stuff like that, do not jump on the bandwagon of those things. You're going to devastate your future in more ways than one. And a lot of times, if these people don't have the money to pay you back, see, the reason why your people like Sam Bankman-Fried can be sitting up there committing all that fraud, right? He basically scammed millions of people out of millions of dollars, retail and celebrities, right? And he's not in jail. Sam Bankman-Fried is not in jail. Why? Because he had the white privilege, the Jewish privilege, to be able to pay off all of those things, right, to keep himself out of jail. That is the real privilege when you're talking about white supremacy and nepotism and all that stuff. They have enough privilege, some of these white collar people, to keep them out of jail. Regular retail people from the streets, you don't have that luxury. You don't have enough money to keep yourself out of jail. So a lot of times when people are buying into these fraud schemes, right, they need to be understanding fully the risk that they're going into when they're making the executive decision to be that stupid in the United States. I mean, this country is the country that it is because of financial structuring. You think they just gonna let everyday people just get over on them like that? Like, everyday people can do little things like, you seen the GameStop and and all that stuff, but they not out here about to just be bouncing checks on a institution like JP Morgan Chase, of all places. Jamie Dimon is not playing that. Jamie Dimon would never, right? They're flagging this stuff left and right, because they are structured to do those things. People don't realize banks are structured. Like, they know they got millions of customers. So they have to structure themselves to protect themselves, their customers, against people who are inclined to do fraudulent things. So I caught this story on MSNBC, and they're talking about this stupid trend that some of these scarcity-minded people have decided to jump on.
Some users are calling a money glitch or free money hack.
There is no such thing as free money in the United States.
Having
somebody's paying for it.
Here's what it is. It involves people depositing fraudulent checks into their Chase Bank accounts and withdrawing the money before it's flagged. Well, that's actually fraud. For more on this and how it started online, let's bring in NBC News culture and trends reporter Callan Rosenbach. Callan, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. Good to see you. So how did something that is actually fraud turn into this trend or something viral? When did this glitch start getting all these views?
Good morning, Serena. So at the end of August, so just a few days ago, people began saying that they had found a quote-unquote loophole at Chase Banks where they were depositing checks basically in their own name, depositing it into their own accounts. And these were checks for, astronomical amounts, $30,000, $40,000. And
so these people, they're not even like being smart about it, right? They're jumping on this scheme and they're going all in, right? They're like, I'm going to get 30, 40. This one chick, I saw this other blogger covering this story too. Her boyfriend got arrested. He got arrested, right? They must have had like a $47,000, I think was what was given to them. And she said, we only spent like $17,000. And then, I got to find that video because she literally put her baby daddy under the bus. She was like, it's not we, it's he. He did that. I met this man. Now she's trying to play the victim card role or whatever because she was down with this scammer dude, knew he wasn't doing. These broads are just so dumb, right? And they're not loyal because I'm telling you, people, it's all fun and games when everybody thinks they're invincible, right? But when the shit hits the fan, a lot of these people don't want to see the consequences, and they'll start singing like a canary.
And they were saying that, Chase will basically front that money while they wait for the check.
People have such a hard time getting loans from Chase. Why would anybody logically believe that Chase is just out here in the goodness of their heart fronting money to folks?
Clear. And so people are withdrawing the money from these fraudulent checks, and they called it a money glitch. What they didn't realize is that they were going to have to pay that money back when the check inevitably bounced.
Here's the thing, and I gotta believe that people are not this stupid, right? I gotta believe in the age of information that ignorance is a choice. But also, people walk around with oblivion. But what I don't understand is how any logical person would believe just in their brain that this is a money glitch. That and a glitch is something that a money glitch of all glitches are the glitches that they need to be taken advantage of. Just stupid on steroids.
But it wasn't a money glitch. This is actually check fraud. And Chase actually released a statement saying, please don't do this. This is not a glitch. This is a fraud. And, they're aware of the situation and they're trying to handle it to the best of their abilities.
What are the consequences for someone who does something like this?
Well, they're going to be, if they don't find themselves in legal trouble and find themselves, facing a case with Chase in the court of law, they're going to be on the hook for a lot of money. In some cases, which we haven't verified whether they're legitimate or not, but some cases people have claimed that they owe $10,000, $30,000, and they're going to owe all this money back to Chase. So there's one, the aspect of committing check fraud, which is
so you're going to look at them fines. You don't see the check fraud.
But then there's the other aspect of this, which is you're now going to owe all this money that you reportedly.
The bottom line is it's not worth it, because most of the people who are jumping on these scams and these schemes, they're not even in a financial situation to be able to pay any of this stuff back. They wouldn't be scheming if they had the money to be able to pay any of this stuff back. So you're talking about going into a scheme and you're getting, like, let's just say $10,000, right? And then all of a sudden they catch it, boom, check bounce. Now you owe the $10,000. You owe whatever check bouncing fees that they have. You owe whatever prosecution fees or fines that you're going to get once the bank flags you. And if you don't have the money to pay those things back, guess where you are going? You're going to jail. Nobody freaking cares about your kids, about your family, about all the improvements that you've been trying to make in your life, because you didn't care about those things enough not to do those things. And to my Black people, these schemes sometimes I feel like are targets for us. Some of us, because many of us do not financially plan. We don't organize ourselves. We don't protect ourselves from different transitions in life. And some of us become very prone to these things. But these things to me are designed to lock Black people up more than anything else, because the white people got the money to pay the fines back. They're just taking a gamble that they won't get caught. Right? But if they get caught, a lot of them do have the funds or the people or the network to help them cover their stupidity. We don't have that luxury. So we shouldn't be jumping on the bandwagon of white collar schemes, AKA white people schemes. Leave that shit to them. Okay? They want to be stupid. They want to be fraudulent. Some of these people, let them do it, but we cannot afford to do it. Okay? Many of us do not have the luxury to be sitting up there facing economic hardship because of stupidity. Like, this is just stupid on steroids. And in an age of information, ignorance truly is a choice. So if you are out here talking about, oh, there's a Chase Bank or a banking glitch or blah, 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 or whatever like that, don't take advantage of the glitch. Because, just replace the word glitch with scheme, fraud, scam. You know what I mean? Replace it with that and then move on with your life trying to do something else to make money. So anyways, you guys, you have a wonderful day. I just wanted to put my people on game to this because even with the PPP loans, a lot of our people jumped onto that dumbass shit, right? And honestly, I feel like it was just bait. It was really just bait. And they use people that look like us a lot of times to facilitate these schemes. That's why Black people don't trust each other a lot of times, because we get screwed over by each other in some of these scams. So you guys have a wonderful day. I might do a live stream a little bit later, but y'all better be careful with this. Just be careful, because, the financial systems in the United States are no joke. They've seen enough crime and fraud to be on alert on almost anything. So just don't get yourself caught up in a jam. Try to live an honest life and just work for what you want. And if you can't afford it, then that means that you don't need to have it. All right? Bye.